This is 1920, huh? Son of a bitch with the new intro music.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Here we go.
Oh, shit.
I'm feeling it.
You like this one?
This is good. I'm about to. Yeah, I feel like punching someone in their face right now.
Punch him, dude. Give him a sock, dude.
This is awesome.
Just give him a fucking clap
So
around
board
there.
breach. What's this called?
Paid.
Pain.
Paid.
Let's play.
Paid.
Let's play. I want to hear this.
It's a little crowd chanty. Fucking, hey. Just to get
I
the
feel
show
like you could break dance to this through the robot.
Holy shit.
All right,
Please
Touchy
don't.
Subjects is back with some Born Breach, starting it out right,
That's right.
son.
You got hyped on the music, dude.
I'm hyped right
The
now.
music makes it, dude.
I'm fucking hyped.
We've been musicless like some amateur
That's right. I
fucking
want
rookie.
to rape a seal right now. That's right. All right, episode 19.
Holy
916-250-2571. Call in. You
Yeah.
can still win this T-shirt.
Yeah.
One of one.
I think we have a new game to win the shirt.
We do have a new game.
Yeah, dude.
So you can, convince us, or if you can if you can guess Fili's credit score, you'll win it.
Yep.
Are you going on?
I'm going live to
You're
tell
going live
people.
right now?
I'm going live to tell
people.
people how they can win the shirt.
Yeah, you gotta win the shirt. So we had a little hiatus. We're off during the holidays. Then we came back, and then we did one episode.
Holy shit! Am I
Now
glad
we're
the
back
holidays
again,
are over.
and then hopefully we're back on track. Right
And
now.
hopefully there's no more holidays, dude. I'm fucking tired of holidays. I'll
Yeah.
tell you that.
What's coming up? I guess Easter's the next big one. Got
Score
NCAAs.
on the fucking dot.
Or you can convince me of why you should have it.
But that'll never happen. Like literally, it'll never happen, dude.
Yeah, you could. You could have it.
Many have tried, many have failed.
Yeah.
Many have tried, many have failed.
Well,
This is Road Dog's mom. Happy Valentine's Day, she says. We love you.
Who's
We love
Road
you,
Dogg?
Road Dogg. Road Dogg is a prince. He's a gem of a man. I'll tell you all about him.
who is he?
Young kid on the team.
Uh-huh.
Travels to Thailand. Has a lovely girlfriend and all around good guy.
Did he used to come? It sounds familiar. Was he at Fili at Joseph's wedding?
Probably. He's a good guy. Good
Did
kid.
I used to make a bunch of make up facts about him, like
I don't know.
how his skin never touched dirt before?
He looks like a kid whose skin's never touched dirt. So that makes perfect sense, dude. Anyways, I'm getting off this thing. Tune in. If you want to win this shirt, there's only one of them in the whole fucking world. All you have to do is call. Where's that number?
916-250-2571.
916-250-2571. Guess my credit score. On the dot. Win that shit. All right.
All right.
Later, dudes.
All right, Fili, we're back now.
Yeah.
You had some things on your mind. You were talking a little bit about comic books, but then we started talking about a man's role or a man's life journey, should we call it?
Yeah.
And his
Specifically
what it's like between 25 and 30.
Yeah.
And then we started talking
the
about
changes that come, all the responsibility. Yeah. Let's go on that. I like that.
You want to talk about that?
Let's do that. I like when you get all fired up. You're all passionate about something.
I got a lot to say.
I'm with you. Let's do it. Let's talk about I don't want to say I'm trying to get a perennial guest on. I'm trying to get PhD Barbie on to give us a woman's perspective because I think you're gonna make fun of me for this. We only have, as both of us being men. My pronouns are he, him. Both of them. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Both of us being men, we've been through. I'm at the end of that. You've been through it already. I'm at the end of the 29 to 30 phase.
Yeah.
Closing in on it, and so I think both of us will have good things to say about it. But I want to get a female's perspective too because I think there'll be a lot of similarities, but there'll also be some distinct differences between a woman's life from 25 to 30. So I'm trying to see if I can get her to mix in a little feminine energy in this place because it's a 5 dudes in a stinky room. But I want to hear what you have to say.
Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong.
It's worked for the last 18 episodes.
So the one thing I personally was never told, but one thing that I had observed in my life, and a lot of people that are that I'm friends with and people that are close to me.
Excuse me.
In a man's life, the time basically, roughly around 25 to 30 is the shittiest part of your life is going to be. And it is the most stressful, the most difficult part of a man's life, especially a man that is trying to quote unquote, conquer the world or try to claim his own stake in the world, should we say? And for me, maybe I'm on an island on this one. Maybe I'm not. It was just unique to me, but or just unique to a couple people. But that portion of your life was it was just super stressful, super level of uncertainty, a very high level of turmoil, should we say?
Yeah.
And looking
early mornings, long nights, trying to bring things to fruition.
Yeah, and
sort of like for me, like I talked about before, I feel like this is the time in my life where I spent most of my late teens, early adult sort of trying to lay this foundation for success.
Sure.
And now it's time to build the first story of if we're use the house metaphor.
Yeah.
I've laid the foundation, right?
Yeah.
And now it's time to put to the test whether that foundation is good enough to actually build on.
Yeah, and now
right?
if you fucking didn't calculate the footings correctly,
right. If there's cracks or
and you ran out, and then you're gonna put the brick down, and you put the next brick down, that one brick is gonna be a fucking eighth of an inch higher than that other brick.
Yeah.
And you're fucked.
And you're like, damn, did I waste all those years from 19 to 25?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a weird thing for sure. Not to cut you off. That's how I think about it. That's how I've found this is sort of the put up or shut up time where I would think and there are outliers. There's people you hear about becoming multimillionaires at 47 or whatever. There's those people, but for the most part, I feel like you get a real.
Well, that's not. At 47 or 27.
Except 47.
That's the norm. If you're going to become like a millionaire or something, it's in your 40s and 50s.
Really? Because I was thinking, for me, I'm looking around, I'm seeing guys basically. You get a real. This is as far as I've been, so obviously my experience is limited. I'm 29, so I don't have the perspective you have, or even someone who is 47 or 57 or 80 years old. But for me, I feel like there's the people I'm seeing. It's clearer than ever who laid the foundation correctly and didn't. You're starting to really see. You're starting to see people.
But you're saying you think if someone's going to say, quote unquote, become a millionaire.
I guess that's a bad example. I guess I just mean you can tell who's on the road to being successful.
Yes. Now, the guy that's a millionaire at 47, he probably started his business.
You could see him doing good around 31, right? He wasn't
and most people will take till their 40s to accumulate all those things to become a millionaire.
I guess what I meant is the guy who's a millionaire, a multi-millionaire.
I think you're talking about the guy at 47 that was a complete loser up until
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. There's outliers, but what I'm saying is the guy who's going to be a millionaire at 45, by 30 he mostly has his shit together.
Like Mike Landell.
I don't know who that is.
The My Pillow guy. You know who that guy is? You know My Pillow. I don't know why.
But I've heard stories of guys who didn't know what the hell they were doing.
He has this big company. You ever heard of you guys know what My Pillow is? You guys know what that is? Pull it up. My Pillow is this guy that makes.
There's another really famous guy who didn't make any of his money until he was old, and I don't remember.
Well, I mean, I know. I think Warren Buffett didn't make his first billion until he's 60 or something.
Right.
Yeah, My Pillow guy. You've seen this guy before, right?
I have no fucking idea who that is.
All right, well, this guy, I guess he was like a drug addict up until he was 45.
Fuck yeah.
And then now he has the biggest pillow company in the world.
Attaboy.
I mean, so yeah, never mind. I'm just divert, but yeah.
No, but so there are outliers. But usually, from what I'm seeing, this is the time where people really either start to cultivate the dream they've been chasing into some real revenue and real
success, should we call it?
Real success?
I don't like to judge success with.
Well, that's part of it. I mean, I'm surprised you're saying that.
But it's not. It's really not.
I would disagree wholeheartedly. I think the huge factor in how successful you are is if you have the money to live comfortably.
I think that's a byproduct of the success.
I would argue that it's an integral part of judging someone's success. I know it's like very hip to say like, you have guys like Gary Vee saying like, if you make 80 grand, the guy who makes 80 grand a year and is happy is way more successful than the guy who makes 120 grand a year and is miserable.
That's not what I'm saying. So like, for example, like, I'm saying you can't, and it's,
we close up for me, brother. Sorry,
we're not. The success part is not necessarily always the money. So someone that had maybe wrote a groundbreaking like code or something, or like or came up with some type of medicine compound wrote some paper in academia or something like that, may not have a ton of money to show for that, but had tons of success. But that's nor here nor there.
They still probably make enough. If you're at the forefront of something, you probably still make enough to live comfortably, though.
For sure.
For sure.
So like, I'm thinking multimillionaires.
Right. So my thing is this. This is what I'll say is this is the age I have seen the most where people either start to find real success in the dream that they've been chasing, or the craft that they've been pursuing, or the tools they've been sharpening, or this is the time to kind of put up or shut up, where you see guys cultivating real success, starting to at least, or sort of giving up on the dream and settling in a way where they don't settle like, okay, I'm gonna stop doing this until I can pick the dream back. They just kind of go like, this is where, like, to use an analogy, where if you're someone, if you're an old pioneer and you're going from the East Coast to the West Coast, this is where you see people start to go like, Missouri's good enough. I don't need to see the Pacific. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is where you start to see people just sort of go.
It's where the rubber hits the road.
Good enough.
And
you see people who go. You see people who really start where the rubber hits the road. This is where see people really start to not keep pushing forward, but make real leaps and bounds forward. Or you see people just sort of set their stuff down.
I don't think that like the person that, let's say, becomes a multimillionaire at that time versus the guy that has a family and and maybe not living comfortable but living adequately, should we call it? I want to say that they got to that point and gave up on their dreams or something like that. That's not what I'm saying. I think even that guy is experiencing that same thing as well. Of like, okay, the way I see it, from 25 to 30, is prior to 25, and it'd be 23, 22, whatever. Is there's no societal expectation on you. You are still a kid. You're essentially carefree. You could be in college, or you could be starting your first couple jobs, or whatever that is. You might be, working as a bartender or something, or a bouncer, and you're still kind of figuring out where you're going.
That's crazy to me to think about. Someone starting their first job at 21 or 22.
Well, I'm saying maybe
people who do that.
No, it was their first serious job or something.
I had a job at 15. I never not had a job.
But that's
weird to think about.
But I'm just saying, like, a job, maybe starting to support themselves or something like that.
Okay.
However you want to say.
Paying their own bills and shit.
Yeah,
a job that's not working at fucking the pizza place. Or something.
Yeah, but it's still. I'm talking. Maybe they're starting their career, or
starting a job, maybe for what they went to school for. So the first like real job. Yeah.
But then, so once 25, I think 25 hits, there is a. You're like, well, am I going to be a productive member of society, or am I going to be a non-productive member of society?
You think that's a conscious choice people start to make, or
or
you just start to see that at that age?
I think at that age, you have to make that choice, and I don't think it's conscious. I think it's a biological aspect of of a man and a biological and a cultural aspect or a societal aspect of it. Because people look at you, you're a 28-year-old guy. They look at you they look at you way different than you're a 20-year-old guy.
So that's what I'm saying, though. Is it an actual choice, or is it just that society starts deciding to judge you? Where,
I think the biological aspects of those are, it would be hard to identify, but there are certain things that in nature that you're going to say, "Am I going to eat?" How much am I going to eat, or am I going to be if you look at a lion or something, and you look at the pride, like I want to say like a bunch of lions turn gay or something once that can't get back into the pride once because lions at a certain age, they have to leave the pride,
right?
And then they fucking battle each other to see who's going to challenge the fucking king of it. And there's a bunch of other lions that I think they just give up eventually.
They just sort of go like, nah.
Yeah. So we're
not going to be the guy.
Yeah, exactly. So I think
they settle those. That's what I'm saying.
I don't really think that. It's a lot more complex than that. But I wouldn't use the term settling for it. I would use more of that. Because maybe the goal wasn't to be a millionaire or be the best or whatever. Maybe it's to have a family, or maybe it's to have be able to.
I don't know anyone whose goal was just to have a family. I don't know any boys I grew up with that we were like, I can't wait to just have a family. Like, having a family is one of them, but I don't know a single person who didn't set out to be rich or be famous or be this or be that.
Really?
I don't know a single person.
You don't know a single person? Just to have a normal job and have a good family, and I know maybe we live in way different worlds, but I know plenty of people like that. Most people, people I know are.
As a little boy, you wanted to just be a dad and be a.
Not you, a but little boy, but I'm saying like a 20, maybe at 23 or 24.
Yeah, start settling. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I think when you leave the house at 18, you have grand plans, and as you get older,
honestly,
you start.
I didn't really have I didn't have grand plans. Like, I really did not have any type of vision of my life at all, ever. I just saw what was the immediate thing and what's in the next, say, couple weeks or a couple months or even whatever that is. Like, there was never, like, a point I ever said in my life, I was like, oh, I need to be a millionaire, or I need to do this or whatever. I've always just, like, for me, it was, all right, once I graduated high school, it was like, I had to go to junior college. It was like, I need to wrestle Division I, and that was it. And then once I've wrestled Division I, then it was like, all right, I got into grad school, and then it was like, my only thing I needed to do was get into grad school at this point. And then when I was in grad school, it was like, all I need to do is finish grad school. Like, so there was at no point in my life was I like, oh, I need to be famous or be super rich or anything like that. I never experienced that.
But when you started wrestling Division I, you had plans to be a D1 champ.
My plans were to be the best at whatever I was doing. That's always whatever I was doing, to be the best at whatever I was.
100%. So I guess what I mean.
And those things always shifted in my life, and that
for sure. But at some point they shift to. At some point, for most people, like, when you own your own business, you're a success story. Like, you and a couple other people, the examples I would give for, like, the American dream is real. Like, if you find your niche and you build a business and you do, like,
yeah.
So you fucking made it. You made it. Like, you did your thing. But I'm saying there's a lot of people who don't do that, and it's because they have these grand plans, even if it's to be a police officer or be a military guy, and they just sort of
fizzle out. Yeah, and then I agree, but I would not call that settling for whatever.
Why?
Reason. Well, let's say someone that wants to be a police officer, then they become a police officer, right?
Yeah.
And then they want to be the best possible police officer that they can be, and then they want to have a family and want to be the best possible family man of that. They're not. I mean, maybe we're getting hung up on a couple things, but I don't. I
just want to hear your.
But I don't see them as, that for them settling. That they achieved their goal, and I don't see that.
But I'm saying there's a lot of people who don't. They don't. Maybe their goal. Like, there's people who have loftier goals, and then at this time is where I see them start going, nah, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
They start being the gay lions. They start being like you see in your example of the lions that just turn into their own thing.
Lions?
The lions.
Oh, yeah. They're
they just go, I'm never gonna be the leader of the pride. So
yeah.
like I see that a lot at this age. I see guys go, well, I'm not gonna be that guy.
Yeah, and maybe their goals were unrealistic, and then maybe.
But this is where you start to see it, though.
Oh,
well,
yeah,
like at
exactly.
at 22, it wasn't unrealistic because in their head, like I could be the best ever.
Yes.
my I guess I'm a little biased too because for me it's just always been, and this is gonna probably make me sound like I don't know. This is gonna make me sound probably I don't know. People probably will think I'm a dipshit for this or make me sound like an egomaniac or something, but I always wanted to fight, and it was always chasing glory. It was always like, I want to be the best in the world. I'm going to be a world champion. I'm going to be the baddest motherfucker every time I walk in any room. Like, I'm going to create opportunities for my friends and family, and we're going to take over the world, and we're going to, it was always that. Like, I can't picture it ever being anything else. And even now at this age, when I talk to people and they don't know what it is that they want, it's hard for me. It's almost a non-starter. Like, I don't even know how to, like, have a real conversation.
But can you see your life without fighting, though?
I can't.
You can't.
I can't. I've wanted to be a professional fighter. When I was a little kid, I wouldn't watch cartoons.
No, now you've become a professional fighter.
No.
You've reached the peak of...
This is what I'm saying. When I was a single-digit age, like 7 or 8,
yeah.
I wouldn't watch a cartoon that didn't have fighting in it. I loved pro wrestling, and I loved Ninja Turtles, and I loved Batman because he was always jumping out of windows and kicking people, and then I started wrestling because I love fighting, and I started doing boxing jiu-jitsu, and like once I saw the UFC, for the first time like 13, and I made the choice that's what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I can't, and that was at 13. And before that, I was fighting, but I couldn't put a concrete image on it, and then I saw the Ultimate Fighter season finale, and I was like, this is fucking it.
So are you saying you can't see yourself like at 60 doing a different career or something like
that?
No,
that wasn't the question. You said I can't see my life without fighting. I can see being a part of fighting in a different way and not being a fighter.
Sure.
I can see using fighting to springboard into acting and keep doing music and create some other fucking badass opportunities for myself and continue to take over the world. And I want to be, I'm going to be a household name. Like, my goal is to be a household name, to make enough money to where my grandkids are set and I can create opportunities for the people around me. Like, these are the goals, right? But it springboards off fighting. But I can't picture my life I can't ever picture my life the way it would have gone.
That doesn't involve the sport of mixed martial arts.
At least in some way. Like,
in some capacity. That makes sense.
I can't picture myself at 13 seeing that fight, seeing Ultimate Fighter finale and going, it's pretty cool. I'll watch that as I get older. But I guess I'll just keep going to school. Like, I can't picture that. I can't even wrap my fucking head around it, honestly.
Now,
so when I talk to people at 20-something, and I'm 29, which is fucking hard to say, but when I talk to even someone who's a few years younger than me, and I go like, oh, what are you into? Yeah,
they don't have any passions.
Dude, I've talked to kids who are fucking 21 years old. I know it's still pretty young, and there's a lot of people who go like, you're not supposed to know what you want to do in your 20s. Like, maybe not, but you should be trying to figure it out. I think you should be trying as many things as possible. Well, I talk to kids like, oh yeah, what do you do? Like, I just hang out. I'm like, oh, where do you work? I don't have a job. Oh, I don't have this. No, I'm not going to school. It's like, what the fuck do you want to do?
And that's my point though. I think was what, like, at 21, that kind of behavior is somewhat acceptable, but if that guy, which there's a lot of those guys, I know a lot of those guys that have that attitude, that 21-year attitude at 27, it ain't good anymore.
Yeah.
You can't be that. So if you don't have a passion, if you don't have like something that you want to do, and basically it's distilled down to whatever you're doing, you have to try your best to be the absolute best that you can to be at whatever you're doing. If it's fucking being a police officer or if it's being a fucking...
Don't be a police officer.
Whatever. I mean, or whatever it is,
Any young impressionable kids listening, don't be a police officer.
You guys are. Did you guys have that similar experience at all? What do you guys? You guys, quick take on that.
He started a lot younger than me, but
Yeah, let's get on. You guys, I want to hear a diverging opinion.
Well, not for me. I have a really smart friend. He's just a number guy, and he said that we could take risk every 10 years. So, because credit score, you guys talked about that offline, but he said after 10 years, you kind of reset. So you can, let's say at 20, try something, but try it really hard. You fail, no problem. 30 years old, try something, right? You fail, no problem. 40, try something, you know? By 50, get a job at Walmart, get a job somewhere.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right.
So
If one of those three things doesn't stick, basically.
Right,
Yeah.
but he said go hard on it, you know what I mean? Just...
So, my question, around 25, you know, right there, did you guys was like from 25 to 30, was that like, if I'm going to pick 5 years of my life, that was the worst 5 years of my life. Did you guys have similar experience to that at all?
To be honest, I'd say 20 to 25 would probably, if I had to go phases
20
of
to 25, yeah.
How about you, Jose?
Yeah, I feel like I had shit figured out by 25. I know
Yeah.
that's naive to say, but
No, but I mean, but I think that's kind of our point. Though it's kind of in those ranges.
Because I would say the same thing. I would say like right around 20 sucked bad. I was broke and I was trying to chase the dream. By 23, I was like in the UFC, but then I had a rocky couple years. And like I think my 25 to my 30 has been better than my 20 to my 25. But I think it's because I knew exactly what the fuck I wanted to do. I think that 25 to 30 could be worse if, like, I talked to friends who like got out of college and it doesn't take 4 years anymore. It always takes 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So they got out at like 22 or 23, and then they're like, they thought that they were gonna walk out of the college doors and get a job.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
you know, and then they're
yeah.
like, holy fuck, like, you know what I mean? So like they basically had to build something that has nothing to do with their. It's like almost like they took a fucking 5-year vacation because they're working on a career now that has nothing to do with the 5 years they spent. They have a bunch of they have a bunch of student loans they have to pay back.
Yeah.
Their degree hasn't helped them at all, and they've had to basically learn a new trade to get this job.
Yeah.
So I could see 25 to 30 being rough, but overall I think 20 to 25 sucked more for me.
Yeah, I mean that makes, and then maybe for me because I wrestled in college, and then like you're kind of like in this world till I was like 22 or so. You're kind of in this world of like it's acceptable that the only thing that matters is wrestling, and you're just living in that. So it's kind of like going into the military in a way where like
being in fight camp for 4 years.
Yeah, you're just kind of pulled out of reality for a little bit, and you're not making any money, but it's okay because you're doing this. Yeah,
because you have a thing in front of you. Yeah.
Yeah. But having said that, if we're gonna bestow information onto our audience, I think the most important aspect of it is to push through that period. Like that's the only way you get through is forward.
The only way out is through.
Yeah. So there's no easy ways. There's no easy ways to go around it. There's no gimmick that you're gonna do. You're not gonna fucking win the lottery. You're not like the only way you're gonna get it is through that grind. And after you get through that grind, it's way better on the other side.
Yeah.
And you appreciate your life way much more.
Yeah. I would agree.
So what is that note? What was?
Yeah, let's try to wrap it up. Let's go to episode 20.
Okay, all right. So that was good. That's a good ending point.
I like it.
So are we gonna play music or are we? Okay. So
we got an outro too.
We got
same song.
Intro and outro.
Different song.
Ooh, I'm ready to hear this.
Son of a bitch.
Well, so tune in next week. That was episode 19.
I think we did it.
Anything else? Oh, go to touchysubjectshow.com.
Yeah.
Check everything out. Anything you need there.
Feels good to be back after those pesky fucking holidays.
Yeah, those fucking holidays. And then follow us on all the stuff, but touchysubjectshow.com. That's all you need to know. All right.
Yep.
You got anything?
Nah. Guess my credit score, bitches.
What is this?
Guess it. Oh, this is grimy. Yeah.
What is this?
If my grandma's listening, close your ears now.
I like this. This is some rocking good stuff, guys. This is awesome. I could really bust a move to this.
Let's see it.
Natural disaster, fatherless bastard, fuck the mother.
Oh shit. Hey.
That's fucked up.
That might be the worst robot I've ever seen in my life, dude. You're the worst robot I've ever seen.
supposed to be an outro.
Natural, fatherless bastard, fuck the mother of your child.